There you go, Clay. Change that up pretty good, buddy. Nice work. I
Yeah,
like that.
came
I
out
like
just
that.
perfect. Yeah, shouldn't
Yeah.
shouldn't make Commie Tube too pissed off. So hey, we should be
No,
good.
shouldn't. It shouldn't.
I thought, you know what could I put in there? And I found some of the video clips we used in,
Yeah,
some of the other episodes, things
it's
like
good.
that.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. It's good.
So, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we start off right away here?
You bet.
A
A well regulated. Are you doing it? You just hit it.
go
We're
for
both
it.
all
Just hit
giddy,
it.
man. All right, let's do it.
All right.
A well regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Absolutely.
So, oh, there comes the chat.
Hey,
Okay.
all right. Hey, J Titan, what's up, buddy?
Oh, I'll tell you what. He says, "What's up, my good buddies?" I can tell you this. I said I had a really good day. I got a bunch of hay put up. Was hoping the rain was going to come, but it didn't. But that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got one machine moved home. I got maybe 20 acres left over there, over to the west, and then I can come home and do the rest of it. So
Yeah,
great
well,
day.
I told you about the rain I was watching too up at the
Yeah.
farm. Looks like it's just hitting a wall again. I hope it busts through for once there in Golden Valley because it's just dry up there. They need it, so hopefully it
We need
gets
it.
it. Evening, Gene. Hey, Vance, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Vance, good to see you. I think Vance is ready to start using our Second Amendment to take out the tyrants. I'm with him too. So.
A lot of them are.
But,
well, Clay, should we hit right off? Let's get going with the poll question of the week, shall we?
Let's bring her up. Here it is. So the poll question this week was on our Guns and the 701 Facebook page. What is the best, quote, truck gun? Feel free to expand in the comments. And, of course, we had choices of handgun, shotgun, AR, platform, bolt, rifle, lever gun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here it comes in. Handgun came in at 55%. Actually, that didn't surprise me.
Well, me too. I would not have thought. I thought that was going to be at the bottom, but here it is, like a runaway win for the handgun. We got 83 total votes, but yeah, 46 votes for the handgun. Domination.
The second closest was a bolt action. That actually surprised me.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that like around here, most people have one in their vehicle like I do all the time, and it's just there. So maybe that's what they took into consideration. So yeah, I guess that would make it the best one if that's what you always have.
So I did. Go ahead, Clay. Let's finish. Let's finish the percentages here before we get into something.
An AR platform at 14%, so pretty close to the bolt action.
Okay.
Then we go to the lever gun at 8% and a shotgun at 7%. And I'll tell you right now,
no respect for the shoddy.
I voted shotgun. I always go vote.
And I didn't vote, but I tell you what, if I did, it would be AR-15 for sure. For sure.
No, I figured that. The shotgun to me, I love it because it's so handy. And if it's my truck gun, my pickup gun, well, you don't have to aim very much.
So I sent that link to a few people, Clay, here, and then in the comments too, then people were like, "What do you mean truck gun?" Like some were like pickup truck, grain truck, and I was like, "Shit, man! I thought this was like a universal." So I posted in there from the Urban Dictionary, and their definition of a truck gun, which is kind of what mine was every time I've heard it. Truck gun, a firearm one carries in their truck or car, usually a gun of low quality and or price, so that one does not lose a significant amount of money if it is stolen, damaged in an accident, or confiscated by police after using it on a carjacker.
I like that one. So, but that truck thing, so I'm in the other camp, I don't call them trucks. I have a truck. It's in the barn. I haul grain with it. It's a straight truck. I call mine a pick. You ever notice I always called mine a pickup?
I mostly call mine a pickup, yeah.
It just mostly, that's what I grew up with. Vance can chime in on this. We used to give him crap all the time about a truck versus a pickup.
Yeah.
You know what? I guess it ain't that big a deal to me. It's just kind of fun to rib someone about it once in a while. But pickup trucks, they're called pickup trucks. Heck, I think even in some states on the titles and deeds or on the titles, it says, pickup truck. So what now if you get out there and call a little Ford Ranger a truck, well,
silencer, suppressor, and people get it's a suppressor. Well, the guy who invented them calls them a silencer. We went over old Helium Maxim there on in the crosshair. So yeah.
Marty Beard truck gun. Who the hell only carries one?
Yeah, Marty, there's actually a few people in the comments that said that one too. So
one shot cap. He says all the above. And in all honesty, a lot of times if you hop in my rig, depending on which one, I probably have all of the above in there somewhere.
yeah, I usually got one. I usually have one in my vehicle, but I do carry multiple kinds of ammunition just in case of whatever kind of.
Well, yeah, you just never know what you run across.
No.
And around here, I don't know if you've ever heard us use that term, Jamie, but we call it the mobile hunting blind. It's not even a truck.
I have heard that,
yeah. Right, Vance?
Yeah, I've definitely heard that one.
Dan Brown. Dan chimes in. He says, whatever handgun I'm carrying and whatever long gun I decide to bring, I do not leave one in my vehicle. I don't blame you up there.
I don't either, Dan. I don't leave one in my vehicle. I bring it in wherever I am. Wherever I am, I bring it in. What did Brian say there about YouTube? Nice to see YouTube. Yeah, no kidding, Brian.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, nice to see that YouTube let us back in. And that's, if you notice, if anyone was watching the intro video, I modified it. I took out all the people handling guns. That's pretty much what we got dinged on. So we'll see what happens. Evidently, we're still on. I see it's still on, so we should be good. So,
good.
I can tell you though, I do have vehicles that I leave guns in. I live out here in the middle of nowhere. So.
Yeah. I don't even when I go back. Yeah, Travis, guns friggin' suck. I'll take all yours off your hands, man.
Yep, there you go. Even your AKs.
Yeah, even those freaking Commie AKs, man.
Travis changed it. It looks like to me he changed his profile picture. So
did he? I actually got him and the wife on there, I think.
Yeah. I'm surprised someone would have him.
You should put Kalashnikov's picture on there.
There you go. So anyway, I like I said, I was kind of shocked at the poll results, but you know what? It was that's why I like doing them. I like to see what everybody says about.
So what'd you say you do, Clay? You're a shotgun man. That's what you'd pick.
That's what I picked was shotgun.
What's your reasoning for that? I'm curious.
Like I said, you don't really have to aim it. I can jump out with it and pull up, and I've actually done it. You know, I've been over north at our north place, see a coyote come running out of there and jump out and just blast away. And you don't necessarily kill them right away, but you dang sure can slow them down and then finish the job. I guess that's why I like it. And of course I do a lot of bird hunting when it's bird season. So that's another reason I keep a shotgun in there. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, like I said, an AR, a lot of people keep it around for varmints, like people driving around in rural areas and on the farm and AK-47s for a better strong. No. But yeah, so I mean, for varmints and for vermin people, I mean, if you AR for me, that's you're covering your bases.
Oh, I love an AR. Don't get me wrong. I love love them all. I mean,
what I do like about like a shotgun, and a bolt rifle, what I do like is it's a little more streamlined to throw in your like if you got a gun rack in your back window or something, or you got like the seat, you can stick the gun in the seat there for that. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm just an AR guy, so. AKs, I mean, you can throw that thing in the box. That's not going to hit nothing anyways, unless it's within 10 yards. So just let that thing rattle around back there.
No, I do. I like them all. Like I said, and of course, if I'm out and about, most of the time I'm carrying a handgun on my person, especially if I'm out on the place here. Just you never know what occasion arises. I mean, it could be anything from a coyote to a snake to a hippie coming in for dapple, running around in the moss.
I actually got a good story saved up for Monday when we're on In the Crosshairs with Jay about, and I'm going to work that in with carrying a gun even in your house and that, Clay.
Okay.
It's an animal attack. Yeah, but so you're going to have to tune in Monday to get the story on that one.
All right. There you go, guys. Gene Cox. Okay, I'll put that one up. According to JD's Urban Dictionary, any high point should work.
Yep.
Yes, you're right. There you go.
Indeed, it should.
Vance down there in Georgia, the M134.
Yeah, I seen Vance's truck is kind of a Southern thing, and I for sure when I listen to country music, man, Southern guys are definitely call it a truck down there.
Of course, they call country music, and it isn't down there now.
I think Hank Jr. might even have thrown out a truck a few times for his.
Speaking of, and I know it's a long, it's only 6 months away, which will go fast. I'll be joining Vance and the rest of the Rax Adventure team. We're going to be doing our hog hunt, and I know we invited you this year. We're hoping you can go, but it sounds like Axe is going for sure. So
does he?
Kind of a, yep.
Hey, speaking of that, Axe picked up another person bringing their vehicle in there this week's gonna.
Awesome. See, advertising works.
He said he's gonna have to start writing it down. The ones coming in there and doing business with him from the show. So,
well, he was one of our founding sponsors, so we take good care of him, and we definitely.
Leon's coming in. He's straight up truck, man. See, he's from Louisiana,
and in Fargo. Close to Fargo.
Trail's coming to North Dakota. Let me know when you get here, buddy. Let's go shoot and bring that feeble AK. If you don't have that thing, Axe will let you shoot his.
You have to let me know when he's coming, because I will make that trip. I gotta meet this guy.
There you go. We'll get a video put together with
I'll bring my AK. How about that?
We got a guy from one of Clay's commie states, not just the Commie Company. It's gonna be a commie state.
Whole state. But they got commie companies there too. And AKs are commie crap.
Yeah, Leon, absolutely. That's mean and hateful. Travis says you're mean and hateful. Yeah, we got the AK AR. Oh, so speaking of Clay, you're talking about time 6 months. Guess what? Yep. Starting tomorrow, we're going to start losing daylight. And so just yep. Just think about getting your pontoon wrapped and your boats winterized, and start up your snow blower. Get that ready. Start getting your shotguns ready for bird season, and it's just something I say every year to piss people off. I don't want winter here any sooner. I
haven't even taken the boat out of storage yet. It's still sitting there.
Well, the next week and a half looks like crap for boating. Yeah, so
I'm actually going to try to get it out of here in the next, probably by next week, because I'd like to get down to the lake, especially around the 4th, and just at least get it on the water and have some fun. I mean, there's no sense in having a boat you can go, tubing and skiing behind if you don't use it. So.
Yeah.
Josh Patterson, he says he's ready for dove season. Hey, I used to hunt doves all the time. Now I don't seem like I got time to do it. But talk about good eating. But it takes a lot of them, but it's good eating. It's a good way to fine-tune your shooting skills for the upcoming
doves are hard to hit, man. They're so fluttery and tweak out on you like that. Kevin, hey, I agree with Kevin. Sloppy AK. Yeah, I mean, it's sloppy AK. Just like
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I'm going to hold off on that one.
So the AK is the second choice, right? But no, I was just going to say, with the dove hunting, I don't know if Josh ever tried it, but I got decoys. I got into it pretty big back 20 years ago when I was dove hunting, and I can tell you right now, it works. You find like the deadest tree outside of where their flyways are, and we do have a few right actually south of here where they just always come through there. We'd put them decoys out, and they'd come in just like ducks being decoyed in, and we'd jump up and blast them. And it was fun. Just cleaning all them doves to get that much meat.
Ooh, for a couple bites there.
But it was good. We made nuggets out of them.
Trav, he likes inaccurate stuff. AKs, M1A, and a Mini 14. Man, I'm gonna start calling you BH, Trav. You know what that stands for? Bullet hose.
I was looking to see.
Look out, Clay! You're gonna grab one there on the live. You're gonna get.
I don't even have my mini. Oh yeah, it's way over there. Okay, it's such a crappy gun. I don't even have it out, but I do have it out.
Yeah. There you go. Jay Titan, as owner of both rifles, AKAR, any day of the week. So AR any day of the week. Well, Dougie's the same way. When we go shooting for precision, Axe is bringing the AR. He didn't bring no AK down to the prairie dog shoot. I can tell you that.
So Josh did respond to my 14-year-old son. See that? I love hearing that. I love it anytime I hear my whatever age son, daughter. That's just awesome. He shoots better than me, so I take him. He goes, I got decoys and a couple of Mojo. There you go. Those work too. And they're blast. It is. You know what, though? Where I want to go dove hunting at, and that's down South America. Oh, my goodness. Buddy of ours, he's a NRA field rep still today in Indiana, and that's Josh Tennyson. He went down there, and he goes, the whole trip was all inclusive. He got down there, and they literally just keep your gun loaded. They keep handing it to you. You give them another one, and they do all the work. All you do is sit there and shoot doves. I mean, come on. Doesn't get no better than that. Yeah, Vance said Argentina. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I know a couple guys who've done it. They said it's pretty crazy. So,
Hey,
all right, Clayton.
there's a G&T701 trip, huh?
Oh, all
We can
right.
write it off.
Let's right. We'll hit it. We're gonna hit on the first subject, but real quick, got sold a hat to our buddy Jay Losses down there in
Awesome.
North Carolina. Sent a nice note back when he sent the payment. He said, "Keep up the good work defending the second, Jason. Appreciate that, buddy.
That,
And you can
absolutely.
bet we're going to.
And we
Appreciate
did.
you buying the gear."
I seen the new T-shirts showed up. Some of them did today, so we can start getting some. We're pretty much out of T-shirts, so thanks everybody who purchased T-shirts.
Yeah.
And
So
we did talk with somebody to get our webpage and get
she's
a store
working on
there.
it.
So she's working on
Yeah.
it, and we're just going to give her the time she needs. And so as soon as that comes online, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and last week I was up in the saddle store there, brought a bunch of gear up. Appreciate Serena and Alan helped me sell a bunch of it there, and the people in there buying it, man, it was great talking to everybody up there. I met some new people who bought some gear. Appreciate y'all if you're listening. That was awesome. Yeah, dang near run us out of gear, so which is a good thing. So
great.
Yeah.
And as long as we're doing that before we move on here, then I'm going to put this up. Guys, this is the Grant Sioux County Farm Bureau raffle. Just to let everybody know, this is a Noreen AR-10, especially for those guys listening on the podcast. They're out of Belgrade, Montana. It's chambered in a 30-06. We got custom stainless steel plates, and the engraving on those were done by A&E Engraving in Rapid City. Great partner that I work with and have been for years. It's $20 a ticket, and we only selling 500. As of today, I know we're at about 150 tickets sold already, so they're going fast. I mean, I just launched this last week, and they're doing great. And I want to thank Wyatt. Wyatt bought some. Plus, he told me he sold like 2 books already, so that's pretty cool.
Wayland Turner, I actually took him over to him.
Yeah, he's doing. I mean, he's a great.
Over at River City. If you're looking to go over to River City in the parts department there, if you know Wayland or you don't know him, say, "Where's Wayland Turnus?" I want to win that sweet 30-06. And it is a sweet AR because I've handled it and looked at it. And being an AR aficionado, that is a sweet gun.
I can tell you right now, it's got a black Cerakote on it. So
I'll send you one.
It's Cerakoted, and then it's got some cool engraving. You know, Noreen has these little on the receivers. It's kind of a, it's indented there. I guess a good way to put it. It's recessed in there. So they put stainless steel plates in there and engrave them.
It's cool, man.
Cool looking.
I mean,
oh yeah,
it is some quality craftsmanship for sure. I'll get you one, buddy. Don't worry, I'll get it out to you.
Like I said, they're going fast. My board members will be getting their tickets here shortly, probably next week, and then so they may go fast. So if you want one, it's pretty easy, guys. You can email me at clay@gunsinthe701.com. That's what Wyatt did, and then JD@gunsinthe701. There's either myself or someone on the place is always heading to Bismarck. So if we need to get them to Bismarck and I can get them to Jamie, we can make that happen.
Hey, we even got JR tuning in tonight. What's up, buddy?
I think JR needs a ticket right there. He says merch.
He's got some merch. We've got some right here. He's got one of the walleye camo suite.
Now he needs a ticket on this.
Yeah, he does. Here. Oh,
there you go, JR.
Yeah, JR's an AR man for sure. He got that, and he's got a double barrel, so he covers the whole spectrum. He's got the FUD and he's got the AR.
He's got the FUD.
He owns a revolver.
Speaking of that, we got a FUD gun range. Look at that. That's in Michigan. That's from Michigan's DNR. Only one round allowed in a weapon at a time, regardless of clip capacity. So there's a whole bunch of things wrong with this. One round, but they call it a clip. Well, I guess if I got my AR, I'm good because I don't have a clip. It's a mag.
Yeah, you're good to go. It doesn't say magazine capacity, just clip.
No rapid fire. I'd like to hear their definition of rapid fire. I
More
really
than
love
one.
to hear that.
More than one, less than two.
I seen that as, oh my goodness. Anyway, all right. I suppose. Hey, I tell you what. Let's just do a quick timeout. Thanks to our sponsor.
We've been rambling here. This has been a fun opener, but go for it, Clayton.
And then we'll come back and we'll get into the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. And guys, if you're not familiar with that, you should be. It wasn't that long ago it was passed, and we're going to get into that.
Yes, sir. All right, here we go. The 701 is proud to be sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. If you can't stop by, feel free to give them a call at 701-258-6308. Doug and the guys are ardent Second Amendment supporters and will always shoot straight with service and fair pricing. It's been a long winter with lots of snow, ice, and rough roads. So now's the time to get that alignment checked from the curb shots, potholes, and bumpy snow-covered roads. Summer will be here before you know it, so get that rig scheduled for an AC charge. Make sure and tell the guys at Lowry you heard the sponsored Guns in the 701 and thank them for supporting and promoting our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lowry Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-258-6308. Your North Dakota proud, patriotic auto repair service.
Guns in the 701 is sponsored by the Blind Guy of North Dakota. For all your custom window coverings, you can contact them at 701-222-3932. They're freedom-minded, they're patriotic, and they love the Second Amendment. This husband-wife team was born and raised right here in North Dakota and based out of Bismarck. Again, for your Second Amendment company, for all your custom window coverings, the Blind Guy of North Dakota, 701-222-3932, or visit them on the web at blindguynd.com. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks to Lowry Auto Repair. And Wyatt and they got Tammy got a free.
I just noticed Tammy had the Junko camel pants on there. I like that. Vietnam era camel. I like that.
There we go. There we
Looking
go.
good.
Hey, JR, thanks. JR's a nice job on the ads. We try. It was all new to me when I went and filmed that there at Lowry Auto, but it seemed like it worked real good.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know JR, he works at KFYR TV. JR hooked us up there doing In the Crosshairs with Jay. And JR actually introduced him to my wife. I've been friends with JR since the early 90s. Good dude, JR. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, I think it's JR's fault that I got started on that path at 2A day where it put me under the table. So.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. JR's been known to do that up in Golden Valley when we're up hunting too. He'll get
told him I was a beer snob, so he brought out some good stuff, and I was just downhill from there. But
that was a good day.
It was.
All right. Clay, you want to hit it off on this?
Sure. So, and here's what happened. We was that on? I can't even remember it. Did we do that on Todd's show? Or we did that on Jay's show on In the Crosshairs when we talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But we said something on for us Friday on Todd's show.
So Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act, which is basically that's going to be the act that was passed, I believe, in the 109th Congress in 2005, if I remember right.
October 26, 2005.
And what that did was there was an ongoing war on Second Amendment even then. And it was fresh off of the tobacco settlements. And then the anti-gunners hired those same lawyers. And that is what happened, to go after the gun industry and try to bankrupt them. And I mean, there was lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. Smith & Wesson, Sturm Ruger. I can't tell you how many gun companies were facing lawsuits over gun. Well, I didn't call it gun violence then, but it had to do with shootings. And they wanted to hold these. Violence. Yeah, they changed that term, to gun violence. Anyway, what happened there was they were suing the companies and blaming them for their product. It's their fault. Your fault. You're making these, and what are you going to do about it? So Congress said enough, and they passed the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. And essentially, if it's a lawful engagement of selling and manufacturing firearms, nobody can sue them. Now, that does not
according
mean
to Joe and Co.
According to Joe, that just protected everybody, and everybody said, so they're going to be safe now. Well, I wish they were safe like Pfizer. Pfizer don't get sued for nothing, no matter what they make. Their products hurt people all the time. But anyway, I would say they probably kill more than the guns do. But if they still have a malfunctioning thing, say you have a gun and it's got a malfunction or it has a legitimate flaw in its design, you can still sue that company just like any other company for a faulty product. And you got to remember, you have to prove that it was because of this fault in the product that it caused damage, injury, or death to you. And that's with anything. I mean, otherwise, if you can sue Ruger because someone used a Ruger to shoot somebody in a killing, then why can't I sue Ford, or maybe I should sue Budweiser? They seem like they're having problems anyway.
Stanley hammers, because hammers kill more people than AR-15s and all rifles combined, so you can sue the hammer companies then, right?
And that's what this was about. And this all remember the FedEx thing? And that's what this originated from, was from the story from FedEx, where they were essentially going to basically sue American Tactical because of the magazines that were used in that firearm at the FedEx shooting, saying that if they wouldn't have had that many rounds in their magazine, then that they wouldn't have been able to kill all them people. It's like, wow. And what they don't realize is that even anybody that's basically in the firearms manufacturing realm, and that includes accessories like that, they're not liable and they're going to be protected. But doesn't matter. You got to hire a lawyer and spend a bunch of money.
That's what did it, Clay. Remember, we talked about the story at the FedEx shooting in 2021 in Indianapolis. They're suing the ATI manufacturer of the magazine that the guy used.
American Tactical.
Yeah. And I went and looked. There's no marketing to not only do they claim they are marketed to mass shooters and unstable. There's no marketing at all. It's just a magazine they have for sale.
Yeah, they were claiming that it was marketed to children.
I got to read this. I keep laughing at it. Leon commented, AK dudes use shiwis in the wild. Do you know what a shiwi is, Clay?
Oh, I do not.
It's a deal females put over their genitalia to take a whiz, usually when they're driving, but
oh my goodness. All right.
Women use them on the pontoons here too and whatnot, but yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I've actually seen one. I've seen one. It's funny just to look at.
Probably got one in the glove compartment on the pontoon. Don't you? Oh,
me? Yeah. We got a bathroom on our pontoon, actually.
Okay. So anyway,
big wheels.
That's just why I wanted to go a little more into the PLCAA, which is again Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. I think it's one of the most important ones. They actually came out of the Bush era. So you never get nothing like that passed today, and I can already tell you it has probably kept the firearms industry in business. Can you
so imagine if Al Gore
that protection. Oh,
if Al Gore would have won, this would have never passed.
Nope.
Max Baucus, he must have been having a rough election year there because he sponsored this bill here with Larry Craig. Every time that guy gets in trouble, he comes up and starts talking guns, and then they reelect him there in Montana. God, it drives me insane.
Yeah, well, in Montana, he knows if he gets out there and says, yeah, I'm Second Amendment, that'll just pull him back out. And there's a lot of single-issue voters out there.
It works for Doug Burgum here.
Yeah.
So at that point, Clay, it even said while these suits, these unwarranted suits before this came up, the gun industry had spent $200 million. And hey, I'm telling you what, this was in 2005. So we're talking 18 years ago, and $200 million is a lot more than $200 million now is just nothing because of the inflation and how much. But I mean, back then, I'm not $200 million for a private company is still a lot, but I mean, back then it was a lot more. So,
hey, Gene points out that old Max B was the author of Obamacare.
Yeah,
and that's absolutely correct. Yeah.
Now, which one is Baucus? Is he this guy with the
Baucus? He's from Montana.
Max Baucus, and there was another guy, but I think Baucus was a guy with no middle fingers. They lost him in Vietnam.
That could be, I guess.
I think. I remember because they had the other guy there too. Montana's been taking a good right turn here. I like it.
They have finally.
Which we're about to get into, Clayton.
Yes.
Something in Montana, aren't we? Unless you got something else you're going on the PLCC.
No, not really. Leon says there's no legal precedent for any of this crap. That's right. It's all unconstitutional.
Right.
It absolutely is. It's all unconstitutional.
Right.
I guess, baby. Like I said, the PLC, if you guys want, I should have probably made this. This is National Shooting Sports Foundation. Go hit their website and just look up the PLCAA, and they'll give you, this is their little, they put together, and it's the myths about that particular act, because I tell you, when they passed that, oh my goodness, the libtards flipped out, because you weren't going to be able to sue a gun company for anything, for any reason, which wasn't true. And there's actually 6 exemptions in this law that actually address the things that these people were actually worried about, especially, things like malfunctions or faulty manufacturing, things like that. So I'm not going to run through them all, but go ahead and check these guys out, because the National Shooting Sports Foundation, and I think it's .org, but just do a quick search on Brave and you should be able to find them. I do not use Commie Google. I use Brave. I suggest everybody else do the same.
I would add this too, Clay, that Biden is always claiming that just the firearms industry is the only ones with this exemption. No, there's all kinds of companies like this exemption, which is fine with me, because a lot of these, like, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's the same kind of crap they're using to sue gun companies for. People do these frivolous lawsuits, and these freaking leftist judges, these anti-constitutional. Hey, yeah, let's hear this case. No, let's not. Why don't you just throw this crap out? We won't have to worry about crap like,
Well, and they're pissed off because they have that, so you can't sue the gun companies. I mean, they did get the message on that, and then we had two great decisions over the last 15 years, and that's Heller and now Bruin. So they've really lost in the court battles. And did you see a lot of these cases are being withdrawn? I don't know if anyone's been paying attention. A lot of these frivolous lawsuits that were being filed in little district courts, guess what? They're withdrawing them because they know it's a waste of money. And some of the judges, some of the defendants are even asking to be reimbursed for their expenses. So they're just giving up. So that's why you're hearing all this talk about the 28th Amendment, which we talked about that already on a different show. But
yeah.
If you haven't,
what was that? Was that Todd's show?
That was Todd's show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
See, we got to keep
all
it
running
fresh
together,
on every
man.
show. Yeah.
Okay. Trust me, there's no shortage of stuff to talk about, guys.
No.
So
unlike a certain show that we used to know and see over on 1270, there's no shortage of talking points for Second Amendment.
Put it this way, Clay, if you think there's a shortage of stuff to talk about Second Amendment and guns and hunting and stuff like that, then you're not super passionate about it. Then it's just another thing for you. So anyway,
let's go into this next segment.
You go ahead and lead us into this one too here. Go for it.
What's that?
You can go ahead and lead us into this one too.
So if anyone didn't hear, I believe it was last Wednesday. So a guy by the name of Tom Van Hoos, he owns a company or a gun store out in Montana, out in Great Falls, called Highwood Creek Outfitters. He's been an owner for 13 years. And last week, and I believe it was last week, I don't think it was the week before, 20 heavily armed IRS agents, not the Sheriff's Department, not ATF, not even the U.S. Marshal, no. The IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, revenue.
Fully kitted out, like you said, heavily armed, fully kitted.
Heavily armed. They were
body armor, ARs.
Yes.
Helmets.
They showed up in full, as he called it, full battle rattle. That's how he described it.
Yep.
And they came from as far away as Denver and Idaho to serve a warrant for, what do you think they served the warrant for?
Selling illegal guns.
Yeah, when we get into the story, you'd think so, but no, it was for his financial records.
Yeah.
And what the IRS was claiming that he underreported or failed to report millions of dollars in income. And they were basing this, you know what they based it on? The NICS background checks that he was doing. And this is why I've always had a problem. Everyone says, "Oh, I'm fine with the background checks. I'm fine." I'm not. I never have been. I don't like NICS.
Me either. Nope.
I don't think I need to have one or anybody. It's not my job to prove my innocence. It is the government's or the state's job to prove I'm guilty. Mm-hmm. And I've never cared for the background check. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I don't care. I think it's an infringement to the core on our Second Amendment. And this is why. They took that and they took his background checks, basically to say and accuse him, get a warrant from who knows, probably a leftist judge to say that we just know this guy's underreporting his income, so we're going to go in there and raid him. And they did. So he was closed down last Wednesday, and these agents went through his records. They took 10 hours to copy the information off of his computers and download his point-of-sale software information. If you guys don't know what that is, that's the credit card machine. And who knows, it might be a computer-based one or it might be an actual point-of-sale machine. But they downloaded that, which is going to also give them what? Every single customer's name.
Yeah. So, Clay, another little thing on that. He said before handing over the point-of-sale documents, Van Hoos contacted ATF supervisor Kirk Nelson and asked if he had to turn over the Form 4473 to the IRS agents since the documents were not listed on the search warrant. Nelson initially told Van Hoos that he was not required to turn over those documents, but guess what? Later recanted after, I'll bet you, the big guy, one of the big guy's right-hand man probably called him and said, yeah, you get those too.
Yeah, you know damn well that's what happened.
Yeah, so the ATF was also there. It wasn't, the ATF.
Boom, knock, knock.
Yeah, knock. The IRS
I've been waiting to put that in there.
And the ATF, there was ATF agents there as well too. So
There was, yes. And
But why would the ATF need to be there if it was an IRS thing, Clay?
well, exactly. And that's kind of what he was saying. He goes, I don't understand this. And so basically, his biggest concern is the fact that they also took 13 years of his 4473 form.
Mhm.
Now, if I remember right, the dealers have to hold on to them for what, about 20 years now? It used to be shorter, but I think it's 20 years. If anybody has that information, Gene might know, but I believe an FFL now has to hold on to them for 20 years. Some people are saying you got to hold on to them forever.
I was going to say, I thought it was forever now until you don't have
Yeah.
your FFL anymore. I think they changed that.
And they could have. I know that it's insane that you have to do that. But
Mhm.
anyways, that's what he's right. They also copied his firearm acquisition and disposition book. Guys, if you don't know that, that's his log. So when an FFL receives a firearm from a distributor, then he has to take that serial number. He has to log that gun in, all its information into his book, and it stays on that book until it's either transferred through a sale, transferred to another dealer, whatever it might be. That is the record of that firearm from the time it left the manufacturer to the dealer to the sale or transfer or whatever, both it might end up being.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that's taking place at. And every time that gun comes back to that FFL, again, he has to log that in. So there's a lot to it in this unregulated business of firearm sales. There's nothing
easier to buy than a bottle of water, Clay.
Yeah, it does. So he goes, anyone who's ever completed a 4473, he says he knows there's no financial or revenue data there. And that's the point. And we're going to get into that here in a little bit into a bullet points about what that 4473 form has when it comes to drugs. But anyway, that's just a little teaser what's coming up. And he's got it right. That record is for a firearms purchase only. It's used to facilitate the NICS background check system. You do it, and it potentially is going to trace a gun's ownership, and whether it was used in a crime. It's also going to tell if that person buying it, if they're in the system, if they're breaking the law. Basically, you're going to pass or you're not going to pass. So really, there was no reason to take it. He, and like you said, he called his ATF supervisor. So that's the same guy that if we was going to call, I believe they're stationed out of Fargo. I think the guy that I knew has retired now, but he was a good guy. The guy that I knew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some good people in there.
They are. I mean,
unfortunately, they just following orders, man.
Yep. Now, he also said, Mr. Van Hoos, that he estimates his store generates between 1,500 and 2,000 forms a year. Now, I don't mean that's just gun sales. You might have multiple gun sales on your form. And that's been pretty consistent. But he said, except for when China virus was going on, then there was a gun sales boom. And I'm guessing that's where the IRS looked at this big spike and said, oh, wait a second, this guy, he's making all kinds of money and he didn't report it. And I'm about positive that's what happened. They just assumed that looking at the FFL transfers that he must have made all this money, and that ain't the case.
One of the reasons he claims, Clay, is apparently he's a big online sales, and he claims his biggest sales are like ARs and I hate to say it, AKs, but yeah, that style. And he claims that's why they kind of singled him out apparently.
Evidently.
And we got Congressman Matt Rosendale from Montana, and Montana Attorney General Austin Knutson, which I've actually heard Austin Knutson. I told Clay this. He's been on a gun podcast. The guy's awesome. He's like a real gun dude. He's one of us for sure. But
I think Leon's got it completely. He says they're building a database. They're building a database, guys. I've been saying this for a minute now, and absolutely, that's what this is about. See, you cannot build one. They are barred by law, the ATF, from building a database and a registration. But if you got your buddies at IRS doing it and they confiscate this stuff on a warrant that it wasn't even listed on. By the way, this was not listed on the warrant, the 4473 forms. I mean, how better way to build a shadow registration?
I think they just got together and made this crap up and thought this is a great way. We're just going to get some trumped up charge, just like they did against Trump, and then we'll just go in there and take what the hell we want, and who's going to stop us? And nobody.
Well, that's exactly that's a lot of it. I do like how so they reached out to the agent in charge and asked about the 4473s. He did get a call back from IRS's Karen Gergel, She's the special agent and public information officer in Denver. And all she said was that the raid was part of IRS official business, and that Mr. Van Hoos got a receipt for all the records that were taken on Wednesday. So they took things that weren't on the warrant, and that's all she has to say. She don't care. Well, like most of them, they don't care about the law. They don't care about the Constitution.
Nope.
They don't care about none of it. They are the fist that's going to rule over you. And that is the problem. That's what we're seeing. That's why you have the weaponization of all these alphabet agencies, FBI, ATF, IRS. I mean, what the hell does IRS need to spend like over millions of dollars on firearms and ammunition? We're going to get to that a little bit later too. So anyway, yeah. Van Hoos confirmed he got the receipt. Then he basically got his congressman involved, and the Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen, and I'm glad he did, because I think he's going to need their help. I really do.
Oh, for sure. And like I said, the Knudsen, this guy's real. He's not some phony Second Amendment guy. I've heard him talk.
Well, I'll put this up. Here's his Twitter. This is Rosendale, and he goes, I met with Tam Van Hoos this morning after 20 armed IRS agents raided his store in Great Falls earlier this week. Tom informed me that these agents confiscated all the 4473 forms, none of which contain any financial information. Instead, the IRS now has access to these forms. And he had some other tweets on there as well, and he was absolutely right, basically, saying that under the director Dettelbach's leadership of the ATF, a pattern of
anti-gunner Steve Dettelbach ran for office in Ohio, massive anti-gunner, assault weapons ban, semi-auto ban. He loves all the crap.
And now he's the head of ATF and knows nothing of guns. If you caught the congressional hearings, if you didn't watch them, most people aren't like me. They're not a junkie like I am. That guy doesn't know jack squat about firearms, other than he wants to ban them.
The guy Biden fired from the ATF was with the ATF for many years. He went to the SHOT Show in Vegas and was friendly with the gun companies, which you should be for the ATF.
Yep.
Giffords, all these Second Amendment prohibition organizations got pissed, had a meeting with Biden. Guess what? Biden fires a black ATF director because he was talking to gun companies, which you should do. You have to. That's your job. But they want him just to be a complete a-hole to these companies and drop the hammer on him. And Biden didn't like that, so he fired a black guy because he's a racist, and then put Dettelbach in there because he's massive anti-Second Amendment.
And it's proven. I mean, he's been proving his colors ever since he got in there. And I believe Rosendale said the right thing, and he wrote a letter to that director and basically called him out. Says the harassment against hardworking Americans has emerged. Montanans will not tolerate these political witch hunts. I remind both the director, Dettelbach, and Commissioner Werfel that Congress has the power of the purse, and I will ensure that funding for these agencies is not weaponized against the American people. And that's what he said in his letter. And Kevin, from our buddy from Pennsylvania, says IRS equals Nazi. Yeah, in a lot of ways. And I agree with Matt here too, Matt Simon. Nix is a Trojan horse for registration and confiscation. Absolutely. Oh, everyone's chiming in here. IRS is the world's largest mafia. You pay them or they put you in jail. And they will send men with guns to do it, by the way. And we already seen that one. And Doug made a good point here. He says if they had a constitutional sheriff, he should have called him and they should have kicked him out. Absolutely. Right. You take like 20 agents that came in like that. I can imagine if you had a sheriff like Corey Lee over there in Stark County, I imagine he would have activated his boys. They got a SWAT team, probably got a little help, and then we'd have had a confrontation. I know if I was a sheriff, we'd have a confrontation, and they'd be sitting in my jail by the end of that confrontation. They have no jurisdiction in my county.
Talk to your deputies and say, "Here's how it's going to go, guys."
Absolutely.
We're doing what we're rightfully able to do by the law, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to defend the people that we're here to serve and protect.
Yeah, Brian, you're right. He says, pisses me off that you even have to look this information up. Had this gone a way of uncooperative, if the owner would have not been cooperative on the owner's part, it would have been blasted all over the media. You're guaranteeing it would, because it would have went way different. It would have went way different, and that would have.
Like you said, they'd have made a right-wing standoff. anti-government nothing.
So I'm going to put this up here. He's going to fight this, Mr. Van Hoos. He said he's definitely going to fight it. It's going to be expensive. He figures his legal bills are going to be over $100,000, if not more. He's probably right. So he said, I'm going to establish a Give, Send, Go campaign. Well, I did find it. Guys, here it's Highwood Creek Outfitters. It's at givesendgo.com/Highwood Creek Outfitters. And I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. You see that okay, guys? Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
There you go. As you can see, it's there. It's just pretty. You know, they're looking to raise 200,000. They've raised almost 14,000, 13,812 right now. Small mom and pop gun shop to defend against the overreach of the federal government, trying to raise funds for legal fees after the IRS raided. 20 heavily armed agents came in and closed the shop and spent the majority of their time going through paperwork. You guys can read all this stuff. And I can tell you right now, the base retainer is what they're claiming is 25 grand. I don't doubt it. And so hop on there, guys. This is not like the other Commie Company. There, I'll put in a plug for Commie Company. This is Give, Send, Go, not
for future reference.
For future reference, I might do something on them commie bastards too. But anyway, these guys are okay, and this is for the Highwood fitters out there in Montana. And I would encourage all of you guys to get on there and give a little donation. I did that before we did the show here when I found it, because I think it's important that we support guys like this who are going to fight them, because if we don't stick together, no one else is going to help us. And so we have to stick together on these and take the bull by the horns and rip out the enemy's jugular, as far as I'm concerned.
So I'll read.
They are enemies.
I'm going to read. They are enemies, Clayton. You're 100% right. I'm going to read and A.G. Knutson from Montana. I'm going to read a little statement here from him about it. And he sounds like he's right on board with us here. He said, "There's a clear and disturbing pattern developing of the Biden administration sending federal agents to harass American gun owners, shops, and manufacturers," Knutson continued. "Biden wants to repeal the PLCAA, which we just talked about, Clay. You just said, yep. So they can shut down gun companies and coerce states to implement red flag laws so firearms can be seized without due process. Now they're sending federal agents door to door in my state to intimidate people. There's no question about it. This is the most anti-Second Amendment administration in the nation's history." And from what I can tell, he's right on the money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's right on the money on there. When she says, "I would have never thought to call the sheriff," good to know. You have to have a constitutional sheriff, though.
Yeah.
I can tell you
Otherwise,
you're just wasting your time. It just does. Leon's got preach it, brother. Thank you, Leon. And it's the truth. Me and Jamie, we're passionate about this. And we pretty much we're aligned pretty close on this. And yeah, that's it's our passion. And
I know Leon is too.
It infuriates me when I see stuff like this. I hope that if I ever face something like that, I stay as calm as this guy did, because I don't know if I could.
It'd be hard to. I'm not gonna lie, but
facing 20 agents, and I got a lot of stuff here, but I don't think I can take them all.
Hey, Clay, 20 IRS. Then there was ATF guys there too. So
yeah, there was ATF on top of that. So yeah.
And I would say this too about armed IRS, because a bill that Senator Joni Ernst, right, from Iowa,
Ernst, yep,
has introduced that in the Senate. Here's the deal: a lot of people are saying, "Oh, geez, what the hell would an IRS agent need a gun for?" All right, here's I'm going to kind of differentiate this a little bit, Clay. People could say that about where I work too, right? Hey, what the hell does a dental technician need a gun for? Well, I don't know but these guys are showing up. We're paying for their freaking guns, and now they're showing up with AR-15s and body armor. I pay for my own shit. If you want to carry a pistol and do your IRS job, that's fine. If you got to go in somewhere where you need to do that, we already have law enforcement that will do that they can cooperate with. They don't need their own goddamn SWAT team. Just like the Department of Agriculture has a freaking SWAT team. Give me a goddamn break.
The freaking U.S. Park Service has one. Did you know
that?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They're doing that because if they know something ever does break out, most of these people are going to be on their team. So that's what they're doing.
And I can tell you too, I noticed this weaponization. I mean, it's been going on for a while, but it's gotten really ramped up. And it all started, I really attributed a lot to what the Bundy standoff was.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, if you go look at the sheriffs, a lot of sheriffs have they've done their duty and said, I will not enforce these things. I will protect the people of my county. And since that has been happening, do you notice what's happening? The feds are like, or states are even passing, counties and states are passing laws and ordinances that says you will not cooperate with the federal agencies that are infringing on the Constitution. And they're right, nor should they. So the feds are just starting to weaponize their own people because they know they can't probably depend on a lot of them, especially in our area. And Kevin points out here, because you notice that they're starting with states with low populations. They are. But I don't think that's to their advantage, honestly.
Clay, did I freeze up on you, Clay, or because you froze up on me there?
Oh, really? I don't know. You chimed out, but now you're back.
Did I? Okay,
So,
well, see, you went out on me, so.
Oh, okay. Well, you're back now. We're back on here. But
okay.
I really do believe that that's a lot of this. The weaponization of these agencies is they know they can't depend on every local entity, and I'm glad. Now, you come to Carson County or Perkins County. Don't worry, feds. They're on your side. They're not with us.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to someday draw that line. I have no doubt that both these counties are going to, in their time, see some bad things, and they're going to have to make a choice. And I think it's going to be a tuck tail and run choice is what I think it's going to be.
All right, Clay. You got anything you want to cap this off with? Otherwise, we're going to hit a commercial and then come back with some 2A BPs.
No, I think we covered it pretty good. And guys, if you got any questions, go ahead and chime in.
Yeah, for sure.
You had a lot of. You're right. Leon may seriously need more sheriffs cut from that closet, and we're talking about Corey Lee. I guarantee in Burleigh County you don't have one.
Nope. The guy who ran against the guy we have now, I know him personally and have talked to him. It's unfortunate he lost, and a lot of deputies thought the guy that's in there now, Kelly Lieben. I'm not saying he's terrible, but man, the guy who was running against him would have been a constitutional sheriff. But
yes, he would have been. And he came to remember our rally up there? He was there.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
All right. Let's thank some sponsors here for the show, and then we'll come back with 2A bullet points.
Yes, sir. The 701 is proud to be sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. If you can't stop by, feel free to give them a call at 701-258-6308. Doug and the guys are ardent Second Amendment supporters and will always shoot straight with service and fair pricing. It's been a long winter with lots of snow, ice, and rough roads, so now's the time to get that alignment checked from the curb shots, potholes, and bumpy snow-covered roads. Summer will be here before you know it, so get that rig scheduled for an AC charge. Make sure and tell the guys at Lowry you heard the sponsored Guns in the 701 and thank them for supporting and promoting our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-258-6308. Your North Dakota proud, patriotic auto repair service. You bet. And,
absolutely.
And if you go in and patronize any of our sponsors, be sure and tell them you heard it on Guns in the 701. You're happy that they're sponsors of shows that not only support your Second Amendment rights, but we promote your Second Amendment rights here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We try to do our best to find those companies like Lauer Auto and the Blind Guy to do business with, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Yeah, like I said, if we don't stick together, nobody else is going to help us. So
yeah. All right, Clay, you want to go first? You want me to hit this first?
Go ahead. You can start this one off.
All right. So my first bullet point here, it's pretty short, but I don't know, about 6 years ago, I started not being able to see far very good, so I ended up having to get LASIK. And once I got LASIK, they said, well, you're not going to be able to see close very good. You're probably going to need readers when you're reading. Well, it was worse than that. And I kind of stumbled upon this thing here. I don't know where the heck I found this thing, but I did. It's called iPal, and this was developed by a guy named Charlie Summers, who's retired from MIT.
Okay.
And it's a big college out east. A bunch of smart people go there, I guess, as an optical specialist. It's like a little patch. I watched the YouTube video on this thing too. You can put it on your shooting glasses or your regular reading glasses. And they swear, and this is an article from Guns Magazine I was reading, Clay, that you can see the rear sight, the front sight, and your target downrange. It makes like a little peep hole thing over here, and it's good for rifle, pistol, shotgun, bow hunters. It was $24.95 when I read the article. I looked now; it's $29. It's $30 now.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, I'm going to order this thing and try it because I can still shoot pistol if it's light out pretty good, especially like the full framed ones like my M&P with a 5-inch barrel.
Right.
But the shorter ones, and if it's a low light, it's kind of hard for me to see the sights. I mean, trust me, I can still hit a pretty small target, but it's more point and shoot. But I'm going to try this thing, and it would be good for like zeroing your rifles or if you're doing a test on something. But I'm going to try this thing. You can go to like it's iepalusa.com, EYEPAL USA.com. Check this thing out or go on. Like I said, they got YouTube videos on it, so.
I'll check that out myself.
Yeah, I know, and because we're not young anymore, man. I mean, getting older is just part of it. I'm 52, and my close vision is not going to be getting any better. So my long, I can see great long range, but
my long is good. But yeah, well, I'm using readers now.
That's this thing is they say put on your shooting glasses, and you're going to see short. I mean, the guy from Guns, what's his quote here at the end? He says, pretty much, okay. He said, I'm telling you, just do it. You can thank me later to buy the thing. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. I'm going to try it. You can reuse this thing. It says like this little patch you can get. You can reuse this thing like 100 times. Really? It says, yeah. So it doesn't like stick on it, and you got to scratch. Like, apparently you can peel it off and put it in. So, and like I said, it works for bow hunting too. So if you're a bow hunter and you're struggling, and they put a little thing on there how you can see your.
What was that website again, Jamie?
That was iepalusa.com, EYEPALUSA.com.
Go ahead and spell that out again. I'm going to put it up here. So.
Yep. EYE. I think I said A last time. EYE like PALUSA.com.
All right, there we go. I'll just go ahead and put it up there. And there it is, guys. Check it out.
Yeah. I'm going to buy them. I'm going to try it. If anybody's tried them and you're listening, then go ahead and go and put it in the comments and say, don't do it. But I'm tired. And it's, if it works. I did
check something out here, guys. So I just took this off. We are live on our website. So if all else fails, we have that backup going on.
Yeah. Leon, I agree with you, man. Tritium works good, or the True Glows. I can see them awesome, but like if I want to zero my gun in and I want to make sure it's on with irons, I mean, for $30, I'm gonna give it a go for sure.
So Dan's got we'll put this up here. Bismarck Mandan Rifle and Pistol Association is holding a USPSA pistol match at their Moffett range on Saturday, June 24th. So just in a few days here at 10 o'clock, and I imagine that's Central Time. Dan, if you happen to have one of their flyers, we go ahead and send it.
Yeah, we'll post
either of us on our email, and we'll post it. We'll mention that Friday. We can mention that on Todd's show too. So definitely mention
100%. That's good. Yeah, awesome.
Again, for the listeners on iHeart and downloads from the podcast, Bismarck Mandan Rifle and Pistol Association USPSA pistol match at the Moffett Range Saturday, June 24th. At 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. So, yeah, it'll be a great time. I'm sure Dan will be there. I have plans that day, so I know I won't be there. I won't be going anywhere. I got a lot of people showing up here on Saturday.
Dan is fairly handy with his sidearm, too, as I noticed on 2A.
He's very humble, but Dan's very proficient.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with Dan's speed and accuracy with which he could shoot his handgun. So
we did have a question from Jay Titan. He goes, "What's your guys' preferred hollow points for your handguns?" Not sure if I asked this before. I don't think you have, but
mine. I actually, for accuracy and expansion, I've just found like the Remington, my 9mm 115 grain jacketed hollow points. Worked awesome. And if you watch the ballistic gel test that Axe and I did, I think it was in March, he shot, I think those are 115 grain SIG hollow points. And we pulled it out of the ballistics gel. That thing was awesome. That
was
perfectly.
Go check out those videos.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Penetrated, I think 13 inches or something like that. So we're actually, I think Axe and I are doing another ballistics gel this weekend. So stay tuned. Awesome. I think we're going to try the 22. Home defense, 4 or 5 different rounds in it. So,
yeah, absolutely. So Matt, he puts up here too. He's got a comment. Matt Simon. I'm old enough to remember when Obama had the Social Security Administration buy hundreds and thousands of rounds of ammo. A lot of the same faces in Resident Biden's administration. I like that, Resident Biden's administration. So love that. That's great. Yeah, you're right. And they haven't stopped. They still, from what I've seen in the last budget, they're still doing it. So, but we're going to be talking about a little bit of that stuff when we get here to the Second Amendment bullet points. So,
all right, Clayton, you're up on yours. Go for it.
Well, all right. Well, one of mine happened to be Senator Joni Ernst's bill. That's why when you mentioned that, she's had it basically, and I'm glad that we're seeing. I should be laughing. Kevin Gill he just put in there. He says that's great. He just put in there lung blowers.
Lung blowers, man.
That's the Biden lung blowers.
And don't forget, Clay. Biden said he's never going to stop trying to ban 9mm.
Nope. He'll keep trying to ban them all, and it ain't just 9mm. They want every gun everywhere from everyone except themselves. Rules for thee, not for thou.
Yes,
anyway,
sir.
She's proposing legislation. Now, she's a Republican from Iowa to take firearms away from the Internal Revenue Service, and major gun rights groups have quickly threw in support behind the plan. One of them is the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms. I do know a little bit. They're a small group. They do some good things, but they don't have enough membership to really, what do you want to say, have a lot of clout. Maybe at a local level, they probably do. And that's fine.
They're more of a court case kind of thing. Yeah. Alan Gottlieb's the main guy there. So,
is Hunter Biden a felon or what? Well, we're going to get to that. So he's not, but yeah. Basically, they issued a statement. They go, "Why does the IRS have guns?" Act is what they're going to be calling this. So I do like that idea. And it is a good question. Now, kind of piggybacking off what you said, as far as them carrying a sidearm, that probably doesn't bother me much, like any other. Right. I don't know if they're classified as law enforcement, though. I guess I'll try to check that out. If
they're not, that I would not be in favor of for sure.
Well, and if they're not, then they don't need a gun.
Like I said, if you want to do that, get a warrant, then you get local law enforcement to do it, or a sheriff, or
they truly don't really need them because they do have that. And that's your checks and balances, like we're talking about the sheriffs. They're the top law enforcement guy in the county. So if an IRS agent comes in and a tyrannical one, like what we just saw in Montana, I'd like them to have to go to your sheriff or your local.
I'll break it down a little simpler. What happened in Montana, Clay? The IRS came in there, like you said, all battle rattled up and geared up with ATF, and what they did, they walked in and they opened their fly and hung it out in front of this guy. Is what they did.
They didn't tell nobody nothing. They just walked in and did it.
Simple put, that's exactly what they did. I bet you this guy didn't do anything wrong. This is a flex, is all it is.
They were waiting there for him in the morning when he went to open up.
Yep. It's a flex, man.
So anyway, here's what they ask. Why has the IRS spent millions of dollars on weapons and ammunition since the start of the China virus pandemic 3 years ago? Good question. And then according to the published report, the agency spent $2.3 million on ammunition, $1.2 million on ballistic shields, $243,000 on body armor, and $475,000 on Smith & Wesson rifles, which I'm sure are the M&P AR-15s. Yep. $463,000 on Beretta tactical shotguns. One has to wonder whether the IRS agents are working for the taxpayers or preparing to go to war with them.
Yeah, I was just going to say, keep in mind what Clay's talking about is the IRS, not the SWAT team.
This is just the IRS. The worst thing people should ever face from the IRS is an audit, not a firing squad. I like that. Maybe that's a T-shirt or a bumper sticker. Anyway.
That is a good one, actually.
So Ernst announced her legislative proposals in a news release and offered a few details about what will be in the bill. She wants to prohibit the IRS from buying, receiving, or storing guns and ammunition, transfer all firearms and ammunition currently in the IRS's possession to the General Services Administration. That's the GSA, and that's kind of the clearinghouse for the government. Auction off these guns. I'll handle it. Yeah, I'll take it too. Auction off these guns and ammo to federally licensed firearms retailers and devote the proceeds to deficit reduction. That's funny.
Nice.
And relocate the IRS Criminal Investigation Division to the Justice Department, which is probably where that belongs. Your IRS agents should be, I would say, like the detectives. They go, they do the footwork, they do the investigation, and then they're going to send recommendations to, the Criminal Investigation Division, I'm guessing. But really, shouldn't that be handled in the Justice Department? I mean, at that point, it becomes criminal, right? So that's probably where that should be handled. But government, they don't do it that way.
Especially this one.
Yeah. So basically, when you add it all up, since 2020, the agency, IRS only, spent $10 million since 2020. $10 million. Gosh, 10 million on guns and ammo. I'm in.
Yeah. Crazy for an organization that doesn't like guns.
Yeah, exactly. So here's some of the, I like what she pointed out here too. She's got, since 2006, in the report she got a hold of, 103 rank and file agencies outside the Department of Defense spent $3.7 billion on guns. Billion with a B, guys, on guns, ammunition, and military style equipment. 27 of those agencies are your traditional law enforcement, like Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security, things like that. 76 agencies are as they describe in this article, pencil pushing regulatory agencies. Things like the EPA, Social Security Administration, like Matt was talking about, Veterans Affairs, that's an interesting one, the Internal Revenue Service, Health and Human Services. What in the hell would a Health and Human Service person need a bunch of firepower for? Department of Transportation and the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Those are just some of the ones that are listed in these reports. So you got USDA people that are basically arming themselves. When we talk about the alphabet agencies going rogue, guys, here they are. I mean, I don't like that at all. They'd have no reason to have that stuff as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Senator Erst remarked that the tax man is fully loaded at the expense of the taxpayer. As the Biden administration has worked to expand the size of the IRS, any further weaponization of this federal agency against hardworking Americans and small businesses is a grave concern. I am working to disarm the IRS and return these dollars to address reckless spending in Washington. End of her quote. So I like what she's doing there.
I'll add real quick once again, if somebody's listening and goes, "Oh, geez, JD, you and Claire are some real hypocrites. You want everybody to have guns." As I said, if you're an IRS agent and you want to carry a gun, that's fine, but I'm not paying for it, and I'm not paying for I don't want to pay for your freaking body armor, none of your other crap. If you want to buy yourself a handgun, or if you want to get yourself a truck gun and leave it in your truck, by all means, you pay for it, not me. And you don't get freaking law enforcement powers like Clayton was talking about. If you need law enforcement, you call law enforcement. That's why they're there. The IRS is the IRS. Yeah, you guys aren't door kickers, man. Let's get real here. You want to carry something to defend yourself, or if something goes wrong, I'm totally cool with that. Same reason I carry a gun all the time.
Yep. Leon's right. They're gearing up against the future Bundys and the Lavoys, and absolutely, for the first time ever, I watched a live in action assassination of a U.S. citizen, and that was a Lavoy Finnegan. I actually seen that video as it was playing out. I remember that was happening, and it was on.
Yep.
But in this world of technology, it was in live action, and that was how anyone can take anything away from that, other than the fact that he came out with his hands up, surrendering, and they shot him. They just shot him. You can't take anything else away from that. Now, I haven't really even watched the videos since that have been released. I watched it live. I don't need to watch them. I seen what happened. They assassinated him to make a point. They absolutely did.
Oh yeah, they just unloaded on him. So
Gene Cox, he's got on here. He goes, regulatory agencies don't need guns. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And then he followed that up with, we're dealing with the law abiding, not the law breaking. Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm just going to throw some of these comments.
Yeah, go for it, Clayton.
Keith, hey, thanks for Keith's a veteran and a hell of a good guy. Sure makes you wonder what they're planning for. Absolutely, Keith. I think you guys know what they're planning for. They know they can't go in and do it just yet. Cut the head off the snake, the body will die. Generally.
Yep. Hey, Dan, I got your text here, buddy. He sent me some screenshots. So
awesome. Yeah. So we'll
get them up on our Facebook page. And
tell you what, Jamie, email them to me. I might even be able to get them on the show yet tonight here.
Okay, hold on here.
Jay Tight, unfortunately, with the society we live in today, when you cut the head off the snake, it grows back, or there's another snake to take its place. And Keith, like Ruby Ridge, that's what I was thinking of exactly, Ruby Ridge. And guys, this ain't the first time. I mean, North Dakota had their little incident. Do you guys remember that little deal? And when you look back at that, they made that whole family out to be just crazy people, posse comitatus things, just insane, anti-government. But I think they had a hell of a good point, and that was about taxes and control and power and overreach, and that's exactly. And they shot them guys. So I didn't blame them for arming themselves when you go back and look at that. So yeah, on that, Keith, we know what their plan is. Yep, and Leon's got on here. They were shooting before he got out. 2 women.
Yeah, they were freaking. They had the video inside the truck.
Yeah.
You hear the bullets hitting it.
I know they were.
Then they went in the ditch. They blocked one ditch. He got out with his hands up, and that's where they got him.
And they baited him into this. He thought he was going to meet. He thought he was heading for a meeting. I don't remember if it was with them.
Yeah.
And they basically lied to him, and they ambushed him on the way there. That's what happened here.
Yep.
And they killed him. They didn't defend themselves. They were shooting at that pickup. You could hear the bullets hitting that pickup because that daughter, I think it was his daughter, wasn't it? She was the one that was broadcasting live.
Yeah.
And they had every intention to kill that man. Yep. And they did it. Our federal government murdered Lavoy Finnegan, and you can't convince me. Like I said, I watched it live happening, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Well, I'm not going to try because I tend to agree with you here. So.
Marty Beard, never forget Lavoy. That's right. And then I say his name, Lavoy Finnegan.
All right, Clay.
Never forget him.
I emailed those to you if you get them from. But all right, so what do we got here? 812. I tell you what, I got one more quick one here, unless you want to move on.
Nope, go ahead.
All right, so we got one coming to us here from Utah. Utahns dropped off the unwanted firearms at the Christian United Methodist Church, where professionals took the firearms apart. And a quote here from one of these people: "Even the most skilled gunsmith couldn't make this a serviceable weapon. This gun will never hurt anyone because now it's just a chunk of metal," said one of the volunteers. The center will ship pieces to a Colorado organization called RAW Tools that will turn guns into spades or mattock. I don't know what a mattock is, actually. You can purchase online. It's a great alternative to selling them for people who just don't want their guns to possibly be out on the street, said Julie Peck Dabbling, a member of the church. This is what here's what gets me right here, Clay. It's a way to make sure that we are forging peace and we are forging peace in society. Really? So taking gun Clay, remind me again, was there mass murders and violence when guns weren't around?
Yes, there was.
Okay. So Julie Peck Dabbling, not happening. You're living in the fantasy world. And we see this as a means of preventing gun violence. Yeah, it might do that a little bit, but is it going to prevent any more violence? The violence is going to stay the same. It's in people's minds, not the tools they're using. So,
hey, a Maddox is a pickaxe. We got great listeners.
Okay, thank you, Keith. Appreciate that. So the guy who I take that back. This gal didn't say it. The guy who said this about forging peace in society, and we see it. It was said by Terry. This guy's got a weird last name. Gilla Filiani, board chair of Gun Violence Prevention Center of Utah. You're not preventing
nothing.
Anyway, yeah, I just had to get that in there because I thought that was something ridiculous. They always think if you're going to ban guns, you're going to stop violence. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, doesn't happen. Never happens. Absolutely.
No. All right, Clay. We don't have to. No, we don't do one with no one more yet. We're going to wait on that. All right. What are we going to do, Clay? We got.
We'll go to the Clay's Commie Company, but first let's thank one of our sponsors here. All right. Here we go.
The 701 is proud to be sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. If you can't stop by, feel free to give them a call at 701-258-6308. Doug and the guys are ardent Second Amendment supporters and will always shoot straight with service and fair pricing. It's been a long winter with lots of snow, ice, and rough roads. So now's the time to get that alignment checked from the curb shots, potholes, and bumpy snow-covered roads. Summer will be here before you know it, so get that rig scheduled for an AC charge. Make sure and tell the guys at Lowry you heard the sponsored Guns in the 701 and thank them for supporting and promoting our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-258-6308. Your North Dakota proud, patriotic auto repair service.
And again, thanks to Lauer Auto Repair. They do a great job down there. So I want to thank Axe and the boys for giving us great service, supporting the Second Amendment and supporting Guns in the 701. Thanks to Lauer Auto Repair. Stop in there, guys. They'll do a great job for you. And like I said, get that AC going. It's been hot. Get her going.
Oh, so Leon Leon says, I had it right the first time. Gal, not a guy. Beta at best. Yeah, you're right, Leon. Thanks for correcting me, brother. You are 100% right there.
Oh,
That's
Marty
great. I love
Beard. MK Ultra alive and well in the USA.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
What's Matt say here? Matt Simon, God rest Lavoie. Why do so many government assassinations occur under Democrats? Yeah, Waco, Rubio. Exactly. Because they're the commie tyrants, period. And that's where we're at. You know, Clay and Buck
For
today when I was listening. Yeah, we're four suicides. But, you know, I was listening to Clay and Buck's show today in the tractor, and they made the comment that we're probably in a soft tyranny. I think we're beyond that. I think we're just in tyranny. It just hasn't went hardcore yet. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my belief. But who do I know, right? So
a lot.
All right. Well, here we go.
Hold on. I don't get Doug said what. Oh. Doug, I got to admit to you, I know Luke 22:36, but I don't know Joel 3:10.
I don't either. I need Eric on here.
We got stickers with Luke 22:36 on. So anyway, Clay, do your thing, and somebody's going to let us know what Joel 3:10 is.
Yes. All right. Here we go. All right. It's Clay's commie.
I thought you can go a little longer, but okay.
I just did a short one here today.
Kind of liking that.
Where's all right, I'll do it again. There we go. Anyway, so my commie company of the week is Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
They are commie cocksuckers as far as
What is that meme
see Dick's attack the Second Amendment. See Dick sales drop.
Dick and Jane reference, obviously.
Yes, Dick and Jane reference. And so they did too. You know, this was after what Parkland shooting, if I remember right. They got on the, and they've always been on the fence anyway, and decided they're not going to sell ARs anymore. So they got rid of their ARs. And I think what they did is they didn't necessarily like ship them all out.
Well, they did like Walmart too, didn't they? They quit selling 223 and 9mm lawn blowers.
Yeah, well, Walmart's a commie company. I just haven't done them yet. I do my best not to shop there, and it's too bad because when Sam Walton started that store, he was like to the core USA.
Oh yeah,
made. He was a conservative. He was a good guy, but everybody since then, and his own kids and heirs, they're complete libtards.
Yep.
But Dick's is they went right. I mean, they are sporting goods stores. They were they were the competition to things like Shields and Cabela's, and they decided to quit selling ARs. There's a smart marketing plan. They must have maybe they hired the same one that Bud Light's got now. I don't know, but
they did lose a bunch of income revenue. But I mean, they still stayed in business. So people still go there and buy their football.
Well, you do remember they had to file for bankruptcy protection, though.
I didn't know that. Okay, yes. Good.
And
okay, here we go. We got an answer for us on Joel 3:10 from Doug Thompson Clayton. Yep.
All right.
I have definitely heard this one.
Here we go.
And I'll tell you what, we might have to do another decal. Beat your plowshares into ARs.
That's right. Yeah, right in an AR, man. But anyway, with Dick's, they lost a ton of money, and they were already having issues. Their marketing strategy was horrible. I couldn't believe when they were building that store to the north of Bismarck, and I hope every time I drive by, I don't see nobody there. Maybe a couple cars.
Yeah, man, I don't know how they're in business. See that.
But then they finally decided to do away with guns altogether. I did hop on their website today. They don't have guns, but you know what they do have? They got the toys. They got BB guns and airsoft rifles that look like guns. So they're okay, I guess, with selling replicas of guns to kids. I guess that's okay.
Well, you reminded me of something, Clay.
What's that?
What kills more people every year, bats or AR-15s?
That'd be bats.
And what does Dick still sell?
Baseball bats. So they are retailers of assault weapons still. How about that? Hey, there. I should call them up tomorrow and ask them if I can get one of their assault weapon bats.
But hey, can I get one of them DeMarinis with the 30-round assault clip magazine?
And that's just it. So you have this company right there in your backyard in Bismarck. They're everywhere, guys, and so many of these chain deals. So when I hopped on their website, they have this whole thing about their inclusion and diversity segment.
Good.
You click on that, and I mean, their sponsors and their affiliates and their team members are like a who's who of liberals. So they have went completely woke. They were concerned about their ESG score, which environment, social governance is what I think that, if I remember right, that's what that stands
governance.
for.
Yeah, I know Daryl's talked about it quite a bit. He does a good job on that.
I don't know why anybody would willfully go in there and spend their money. I mean, it's up to you. I won't spend one dime there.
So the quick thing today, Clay, Todd was playing intro music. It was Twisted Sister, and him and Dale were kind of jamming to it. So I sent Todd a quick message. If you remember, you and I did that thing on D. Snyder. Remember, he said nobody should have weapons of war, but good old D. Snyder, the leader of Twisted Sister, big fan of the 1911 45 caliber, massive weapon of war, the 1911. And he said, use a shotgun to defend your home. Well, guess what, Clay? You and I both broke that out too. 12-gauge shotgun, weapon of war, killed many people. So hypocritical beyond belief, which absolutely. I told Todd. I sent him the links, and Todd's like, oh, really? Yeah, I agree. And I'm like, hey, Todd, we all feed the beast, but when they're just outright a-hole anti-2A turds like that, man, that's easy for me to say no to them.
Absolutely. And it's too bad. I wish all these entertainers would shut up. For one, they don't know nothing.
I disagree with you, Clay. Well, I want them to say that so I know that I'm not cutting my own throat with them.
No, but now I can't watch or listen to anything hardly.
Yeah, I mean, it does suck. Like I said, the ones that aren't like super outspoken or don't say anything, but if they're just complete D-bags about it, I'll be like, yeah, there's no, like Robert De Niro, that little sawed off.
Oh, that little, yeah. Here's the whole verse. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Train even your weaklings to be warriors. That's great advice.
I like that.
I see that. I like
that, Joel 310. Really that damn sure ain't Joel Heitkamp 310.
No, I mean, it's just as good as this one.
It
really
yeah.
You got any of them stickers left, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah. If everybody's listening on the podcast, we had a decal made up with the AR-15 on there. And Jesus said, if you don't have an AR-15, sell your garments and buy one. Luke 22:36.
And yes, before everyone gets mad, yes, we know that we changed the word.
Yeah.
That was on purpose. Yes.
If you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one is what the original. So.
And Matt makes a good point here. He says it went really hardcore on I refuse to call it COVID. I call it China virus because that's what it was. It come from China.
China.
But anyway,
it's from China. That's why I call it China virus.
China. And I'm telling you what, that was a pivotal point, and I'm glad that I'll be able to tell my kids and my grandkids someday exactly what happened.
We're still true bloods, man. You're still a true blood American. If
I'm a pure blood. I don't have the clot shot in my veins at all. So.
All right, Clayton, hold on. I'll see if you recognize this. Hey, wait a minute here.
What?
Dix, you know what you are?
Nasty person.
I love when we have that queued up just whenever we need it.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Here's what we got going next. So hang on right here. Yeah, baby.
Never gets old.
Yeah, baby. If you're new to the show, that's the happy ending intro music of the week. So,
and you have to hop on and take a look at it at least once. You're gonna love
it. Oh, for sure. Good stuff right there.
Oh, Caden, I have to throw this one out here. Caden is a classmate of my youngest, 14 years old. Here's his. He says more people die a year from falling coconuts than AR-15s. I love it.
Hey, man, he's probably. I'm not going to argue with that. Probably right.
Probably right. I love it that we got kids like that are paying attention and chiming in.
Yeah.
That's great.
Awesome. All right, man. So this week's happy ending comes to us from Avondale, Arizona. So at around 5 a.m. on January 18th, a man came into a gas station in Avondale, Arizona, with his face covered, mumbling something about rob and money, and then pointed a gun at the clerk and at a customer. However, when the suspect became distracted by another customer, the clerk drew his own firearm and shot the assailant. The would-be robber was taken to a hospital in critical condition, and neither the clerk nor customers were hurt in the incident. While mainstream media accounts often quoted an employment attorney advising clerks against arming themselves, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics has found that about 2/3 of workplace homicides involved robbers. So they're telling you not to do anything, but 2/3 of the time you get murdered anyways.
Yeah, so you might as well try to save yourself, right?
The clerk here at the store, here's what he said, Clay. He said, "Hey, I'm not happy I had to shoot him, but I'm not stressing. The moment he pulled the gun on me, he set the situation, and I just followed it up and finished it. He made the situation what it was. Police indicated that the clerk would not be charged." That, my friends, is definitely a happy ending.
Happy ending of the week. Oh, I love that one. Absolutely. And, you know, I don't know what to say. Everyone, until you're in that situation, you'll never know. I can tell you, I have, like I've told people before, I've told it on this show, I have had to draw my personal protection firearm 3 times. And I guarantee you, I meant it. Luckily, they backed down, and it was the end of it. I don't know. I mean, I know I'd have shot, and then I'd have suffered the consequences, because I guarantee you there would have been some, no matter how innocent I was. It wouldn't have mattered. I guarantee you are going to be arrested. I'm sure Dan can probably back that up. Most times when you use your firearm in self-defense, even in a stand your ground state, you're probably going to be at least detained and questioned. I have no doubt. But just remember, you got the law on your side, and you got the truth on your side. And I will always protect me, my family, my friends before I care about what's going to happen.
So we're missing some comments here. I see Leon's about to go off the bottom here. I like the comments tonight, man. They're making me laugh.
Matt Simon, ban high capacity assault Louisville sluggers for the kids.
Hey, if it saves just one life, Matt, just do it.
Kevin says he's a pureblood. Me too, man.
Absolutely.
Gene, I love celebs making $30 million telling me about oppression while wearing shoes made by slave labor in third world countries. Exactly.
Yep. Oh,
exactly.
The hypocrisy is more than I can bear.
Keith O'Donnell, Clay's like Trump. They're out to get him. Some days I feel that way. Some days I feel that way.
Leon's never been poked either. Not in that way, anyway.
Not in that way, I'm not even going to say anything. There's some thoughts, but I'm not going to say anything. Doug says ban black bats. That's right.
Oh, absolutely. D. Marinis are, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. D brought back my old softball days.
So, well, with that, what do we got coming up here this week? I know.
So if you guys want to catch us on other places every Friday at 6 or 7:40 a.m. or 7:40 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:40 a.m. Central Time. We're going to be on Mitchell in the morning on KFYR 550 a.m. radio, or on iHeart. You can catch iHeart. KFYR is on there too. This week, Clay, we usually got 3 subjects on Todd's show. First thing we're going to hit on: anti-gunner sentenced to 15 months in federal prison for threatening Representative Lauren Boebert. And the guy who got massive anti-gunner, massive. I'm actually shocked Biden let this guy get in trouble with the law. After that, oh boy, here we go. EHD has been discovered in Florida. By the animal cops. The animal cops found out. And guess what? When you listen and you find out how they discovered it, they wouldn't have discovered it. It was a complete accident. They wouldn't even know an EHD was there. And last but not least, Minnesota Deer Hunters Association is going to skip the 2023 Governor's Deer Opener that Governor Walz is in. The reason they're doing it, and we'll get more in depth in it on Todd's show on Friday. It's because all the gun control he supports and passed. It's more than they can bear. So every
finally
Friday, what's that, Clay?
Finally.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this Friday, 7:40 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:40 a.m. Central Time, Mitchell in the morning, KFYR 550 a.m. and iHeart. Clay and I will be on there on Mitchell in the morning. It's about a 20-minute segment.
Yep. And I really enjoy it. I think Todd's enjoying that. I know that there's been talk of going an hour. So if you like what you're hearing, call him up, let him know.
Yeah. Hey, guys, Todd throws his cell number out there. Send him an email there. Todd Mitchell at iHeart. Look it up. Tell me you want to hear Guns in the 701 for an hour because we're in.
Just got sent this on Tuesday, June 20th, and there's a lot of people listening from our area. Members of the Corso County Sheriff's Office and Bureau of Indian Affairs, the police department, responded to a report of a white male threatening suicide by cop at a residence in rural Watauga, South Dakota. Prior to the arrival, the subject left the residence in a vehicle. That's interesting. I don't know any more. I don't have any more details on that. But Watauga is just 9 miles here from me here. To
get ready, Clay.
I guess I'm ready, ain't I? I'm always ready.
Sliding into the hip barn, baby.
So, just got that sent from some listeners down here. So,
anyway, Doug. Leon said that's racist.
Racist. Yeah, them black bats will get you every time.
Thank you, Brian. All right, Clay, where can they find us on Monday? Because we missed out on one,
We did. I guess it was a holiday. I didn't even know it. But anyway,
it was actually Juneteenth. But yeah,
in the crosshairs with JD and Clay with host Jay Dillon on KFYR Plus. That's the streaming service. So go to KFYRplus.com or is it KFYR.com?
Nope, it's KFYRplus.com, not the plus sign, PLUS.com.
Check them out. They got some great programming up there. They really do, guys.
Absolutely they do. Jay does a great job with that too. It's all.
Anyway,
they're switching over. Hey, they're switching over to our service, Clayton. They're not doing.
That's right. Yeah, we're sorry. Yeah, we are working on getting them on Restream. It caught me off guard there. I know they're working on it. Jay and I tried one day, but it was doing something funky, and I think it has to do on their end with their engineers. So let them figure that one out, and hopefully Monday we come on with Restream, and that'll give us a lot more options too. So So every Monday at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time, 12:30 Central Time, join me and JD with host Jay Dillon. You can watch it live on KFYRplus.com, or you can catch the replay on Facebook. And we've been pretty successful I've been able to take our Restream program, capture that, and screen share it. And it's been going live and been working pretty smooth. So you'll probably be able to catch it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and on our website. So.
Yeah, and not only that, on Todd's show, Clay multicast that to all of our platforms, just like we do the live stream.
And we've got that down pretty pat.
Yeah, we got the ticker going on the bottom. So if you know anybody interested in doing a sponsorship, Clay and I got a new deal going. We haven't sent anything out or talked to anybody. There it is right there. I mean, $50 a month will get you. We'll get you going on the ticker. We'll mention you. You'll get your logo up here.
Yep. And then,
that's the bottom. That's the bottom line. You can go up from there. You can be like Laurado and be the big hammer, or you can. We got everything. Pretty good size hammer like the blind guy, but
And a couple people, I actually got to get back with them. They wanted a team membership, a yearly thing. So I created one. Me and Jamie did here, and so for $50 a year, you can be a Patriot team member. You're going to get a decal, a leather patch. You're going to add your team member support to our roster on our website. We'll also have it what we'll do is on the live stream when we get these guys doing this, that when you guys send your checks, there's a few of you have been listening.
We're trying once our gal gets our thing set up, we can be able to do it on the
and
website,
any new gear, we'll send that out to you easy first. You get a first shot at that before we start selling it anywhere else. We do have a $35 yearly Freedom Seeds. Of course, that's everyone knows.
Yeah, I like that one.
Team membership. You get a Guns and 701 decal. Your name is added to the team member support roster on the website. And first, of course, you're going to get access to the brand new gear when it comes out. And then a $25 a year Bullseye team membership. And that's going to be your name added to the team support roster. And, of course, access to the gear. So, I mean, you get what you pay for like anything else. But we got a couple guys that actually are going to do this already. So happy to have them coming on board. Something new. People were asking about it. Some people say, I could do something. I just can't do it every month. And I want to support the show. And that's what we came up with. So appreciate that. And if you're interested, again, Clay at gunsand701.com or JD at gunsand701.com. We'll get you hooked up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, if you're looking to sponsor us, not only are you going to hear it on the show, it's going to be on the tickers when Clay's multicasting it and when he does the recording.
So here's the other ones, $250 a month. You're going to get 3 full ads. Mention live show, logo, inclusion on social media pages, channels, individual logo, info, contact details on the website, sponsor page. And it looks pretty good, guys. I don't know if you've visited our sponsor page on our website, but I think it looks pretty good, and it's pretty easy to find it. You just hit the sponsor tab at the top, and it'll bring it up. And all the information you need is right there. And I'm messing with it here right now. I'm
gonna run something by Todd privately about a way to get our sponsors out there too, if they're not directly on the show. We'll see what he says. But
I'm gonna share it right here. Here's our sponsor page. Like I said, you go up here to sponsors.
Leon's in, man. He's in. He said,
all right, Laura Auto Repair, blind guy right there. And everything you need, we'll put you, if you have a website like they do, you can go right here and I've got it set up so you can view their products. If I hit the blind guy, boom, he comes up there and boom, there he is. He's right there at his website. So it's very easy. I've made it really nice for our sponsors to have a lot of traffic there.
So Clay, just for reference, so if people are wondering how many people we reach and engage on this is just on our Facebook page here. Last 28 days, I got my analytics right here. So just so you know, I'm not lying. We've reached 36,243 people. Okay. Engagement, actually getting on our Facebook page and then clicking on stuff, 5,657 people.
Wow.
Yeah. We've gained 110 net followers just in the last month. And most of the people who listen to our show, it's between 300 and 400. I'm not going to do the math right here. I'm just quick looking. Between 300 and 400 are from Bismarck, Mandan, Lincoln, Dickinson, and Lemon. And there's a multitude of them. But we do got some reach, guys. So I mean, we're not a radio show by any means, but we are kicking some radio shows' asses.
Well, and I know Laura Auto Repair has been getting business. I'm glad to hear that, and keep it up, guys. And if you're in Bismarck and need auto work done, that's the place to go. Absolutely, might as well support a patriot.
Yeah, you know where your money's going, man.
And you're going to get great service. Absolutely.
Yep, you're getting the whole ball of wax. And
I think I might be picking one up from Lemon. I got to stop in there next week and visit with him. So if I do that, we'll see a new sponsor. So hopefully that happens.
Awesome.
All right. Well, with
Clayton,
that, we're already at 20 to 8, so we went a little longer tonight, but we had to plug a whole
I thought it was going to be shorter than last week, man. I think we beat it by like 4 minutes now.
Like everyone, Corey and them, you guys are going to be doing 2 hours pretty soon. I said,
JR said that to me. He's like, just crush it and go 2 hours. I'm like, we can, but usually at about 1:15, people start dropping off, which they did tonight. But man, it kind of came back here. Everybody hanging on here. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging on. And
absolutely.
This is about as long as Clay and I go. Clay, just so people know, you and I pretty much go straight through, other than a few short commercials for an hour and 40 hours. When we do a 2-hour radio show, Clay, when you and I are filling in, how long does that take actually when you take all the commercials?
Oh my goodness, what was it? An hour? Seemed like it was like an hour 20.
No, 70 minutes was about the longest. Okay. 77.
I know it wasn't very long. After I took all the commercials out and I would load them up.
Yeah. And Clay and I can do an hour standing on our heads, so
we don't have that many breaks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can go 2 hours, because then I'm gonna have to get a longer commercial with some more.
I'm gonna get one of them. What Leon call that wee wee thing, the AK shooters use in the woods. Let me get one in for. I know they make them for men too, but.
Matt says I'd time in just for Leon's comments. Tune in. There you go.
Yeah. Absolutely. The comments. Hey, you guys who commented tonight was freaking great. I was laughing. That were awesome. Good comments, true comments, funny comments. Like Clay and I love when people comment, man.
And Leon, go ahead and get a hold of Jamie, and he'll get you hooked up with what you want to do.
Yep.
There, so.
And Travis wanted one of your raffle tickets there, and Dan wanted 2. I'm gonna get on those. If I don't get on tomorrow, but Friday for sure. Within the next day or 2, guys, I'll have them on the way out to you. So
sounds good. All right, guys, with that, I want to thank everybody tonight. It was a great show. I thought it went pretty smooth, and I didn't realize we went this long, honestly. I was pumped tonight. I can tell you, I was really pumped up for the show.
I was kind of jabbing right away, but man, it's whenever I say it seems like it goes the other way. So
and just remember this, militia is only a bad word if you're a tyrant.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Tonight.
You know what, Clay? We're going to break down what a militia is one of these times. I think we talked about that. So
maybe next week.
Because most people think militias, I got these Iraqi militias on their soldiers. Yeah, I mean, anyways, we're not going to get into it. We'll discuss it further, and let's do it. Let's do it on another show. So either I'm froze up or Clay is, because I can see he's froze up on both of my screens. So, well, Maybe I'll just.
With that, we'll
You back there,
let's
Clay?
sign-
Was
oh.
I froze up on you? Because you were froze up on me for
I was
like 10 seconds.
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, now it's just me. So no video feed from Clayton. So I'll tell you what, guys. I think I'm going to end the stream here. Everybody, keep your powder dry. We'll see you Friday, 8:40 a.m. Central Time, Mitchell in the morning, KFYR 5:50 a.m. and on iHeartRadio. And every Monday morning, we're on KFYRplus.com in the crosshairs with JD and Clay, hosted by Jay Dillon. Make sure you catch that. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.